What is going on, guys? Phil here from Phil's Craft Corner. Hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I'm back making videos today, and as you can see behind me, I've got a new desk set up. The first video that I'm making while I'm back in the workshop is Temu sent me a bunch of things. Let's have a look, make sure everything's here is as it should be. I quickly unpacked it to make sure it wasn't any Christmas presents, and yeah, this is what I actually got sent from Temu. All links will be put down below. I'll talk through how much each one was and why I picked it up. I managed to pick the items that I got, and yeah, they just sent them to me for me to review and show you guys. And if you want any, like I say, links are going to be down below. So let me spin around, get back onto this new desk, and I'll show you what each of these little parcels are. Alright guys, so these came in two packages. The first one was this bag, which has the bits that are still in there. Second one was these 3 items. So I picked 5 items altogether. First one we're going to look at is this. This is a 55-piece jigsaw blade set, which comes in this box. These jigsaw blades were $15.99 for the 55. And as I said, some of these are, I think they're 6 inches long or 150 mil. Let me go and get a ruler. They are actually 180 mil. So we've got 2 at 180. These are wood and metal, so obviously the silver ones are metal and the black ones are wood. There's 2 different types of wood. There's speed and clean. So let me just have a sort through these. I'll count everything up and I'll let you know what I've got. Okay, so you get 5 of each of the metal blades. I'm assuming these are for ferrous and non-ferrous metals. I don't usually use metal jigsaw blades, but as you can see, this one's got really fine teeth and this one's got much rougher teeth. It's pretty close to a wood cutting blade on this one, but the teeth aren't as actually sharp. Probably going to use these a lot more than these ones, but 5 of each of those. Then the rest are wood cutting blades. Like I say, you've got speed cut and clean cut. Both of these are clean cut. So you've got the black tip and the silver shank. And the difference is how aggressive the cut is. I don't know if you can see the difference between them. Teeth look very sharp and feel very sharp. Look like they'll cut nicely. These ones, the actual blade is 120 mil. The long ones, the blade on that one is 150. I'll get it into my jigsaw and we'll test these out. We'll cut some thick pieces of wood. I think we've got some 6-inch bits of wood, so we'll try and cut these. The issue I'm worried about with these ones is with jigsaw, the blades can warp while they're cutting because they're not very stiff blades anyway. I've never tried cutting 6 inches with a jigsaw, but we'll give it a go. We'll see how they do. The ones I'm probably going to use most are all these clean cuts and probably these speed cuts at the end when the rest of these are dull, depending on how they perform, because I cut a lot of chipboard with my jigsaw, laminate flooring and things like that, and these clean cuts will be absolutely amazing for that. Okay, so I've got the speed wood blade, the standard size one. I'm just going to cut this piece of 3x2. I've also got the clean cut one to test, and I'm going to test out the 6-inch or 150 mil long one and see if there's any warp on that one. If it actually cuts through cleanly, that is. Yeah, let's go. Okay, that is pretty quick and quite aggressive. Probably not going to use them blades that much, but they will come in handy for ripping things up and dismantling things. Let's get the clean cut in and we'll see the difference between the 2 cuts. So let's give this clean cut a go. It's a much slower cut. It does look cleaner on the actual cut. Top surface is actually less splintery. Bottom surface is roughly the same, and the actual cut itself leaves a smoother finish. So it does cut cleaner. Quite a bit slower, but it does cut cleaner. It's generally what I'm used to anyway. So yeah, let's try the really long one. Okay, so this will go almost all the way through this, but we'll be able to see if it's going to be an issue with the warping. So yeah, let's go. That looks pretty straight. Let me just, I'm going to cut here. So that'll give me a cut through underneath. And let me carry on. That actually went quite well. I was off that way. The cut itself vertically is pretty straight. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with that, to be honest. I thought this would warp really badly closer to the bottom, but nope, stayed pretty straight. That's pretty cool. Jigsaw blades are a win. Alright, next item, and this is more blades. These are Multitool blades. On first impressions, they kind of look like the Starlock ones from Bosch, so this pattern looks pretty similar, so they should fit on my Multitool, and just in case, they do come with some Multitool adapters. And what these would do is they'd go on the inside here, and then when your Multitool bit holder opens up, because it's like a 4 prongs and you open up outwards, when that opens up in there, these spacers will be able to lock that in for you. So again, these were $14.99, and you get 5 of those ones. They're the same. Yes, 2 of those ones. Okay, so you get 5 of these ones, 2 of those ones, and 3 of those ones for $15.99. So again, we're going to get into the workshop. We're going to put this on my Multitool and we're going to test them out. Alright, I've just kept this screwed down to my workbench and I'm going to test out the Oscillating Multitool blades. I had to use one of the adapters on here because my little ring isn't wide enough to fit through the hole in the centre. But it's fine. It's a little bit fiddly to get on there, but it's on there, it's solid. Let's see how it goes. This is the longest one. This is the 3.5? No, 2 3/4. So this is actually 70mm to the bottom, so it's almost 3 inches. So I'm going to plunge as far down as I can. Try not to get in the way of you guys. And see how well it goes through this wood. I've got it on max speed as well, so it should go fairly quickly. It looks like quite an aggressive blade. That went pretty smoothly. It's fairly straight as well. These are always a bit unwieldy. teeth look fine. I'm going to chop this off going through that way. I'm quite impressed with that. That's pretty quick cut. Not much pressure needed. I might go down from this way. Alright, I did encounter a problem with that, and the problem is it was cutting way too quick. I had to keep releasing pressure because if the way you want to cut is you want to try and keep it a smooth up and down motion like so, because if you go too deep on this side you cannot get down and cut to the side because there's no teeth on the sides, it's just on the front. So you want to try and keep a smooth up and down motion, just giving a little wiggle side to side like so. The problem I was facing was when I was pushing in and turning like that, it had cut too deep here and then I couldn't actually get down at the bottom. So really, really good, really impressed with those. The next one is, this is a drill bit collar, a magnetic drill bit collar. So let me get a drill. So what this is for is to help hold screws onto your drill bit. So this is magnetic down here. Will it hold? Yeah, so it'll hold down at the bottom bit, but it won't hold at this top bit because this is the holder. These bits themselves aren't magnetic. The magnet is right in the bottom of here, so my longer bit won't actually hold the screws. So hopefully this will make a difference. They had this in a couple of different colours. I think it was red and blue. I went for the blue one. So that does hold on there. It's not very tight. It says universal, but it's only one size there. Let's just see. Not quite. Now the screws hold there, so if I do that, it kind of works. This is a very fast impact driver, so I can hold. That's good. That's kind of cool actually. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but it does work. And that's pretty good. Wow, that does hold a lot stronger than I thought it would actually. Yeah, so if you have your bit just sticking out the end there, and then you put your screw on, it pulls it to it, and then that holds it. And you can also hold onto the edge where this little nailed grippy bit you can hold there, and you can actually set your drill going and that will hold the piece for you. So again, when I'm in the workshop, we'll give this a test and we'll test it upside down, holding like that, and we'll see how helpful it is. But for now, that's pretty good. I'm quite happy. And that, if you slide it onto your drill, it kind of sits where it should sit anyway. If you just let go, it locks itself kind of in place. So yeah, it's not too bad. what I want to see is, can I put a screw on and screw these in one-handed without having to mess around and hold things. So that is what I want from this bit, because it's really annoying when you're trying to reach in behind something. So I had a screw to put in, there was a wall here like so, and I had to get a bracket into there and trying to get my hand into that gap. It's not going to work, so tell you what, let's just hold that there and see if this works. So, nah, too much pressure. I went a bit too aggressive. Let's try just gentle pressure. No. It's already a million times better than what I had on it here because it doesn't hold it vertically, but does work. However, my torsion impact bit is really skinny and it doesn't want to sit nicely on there. The other shank, it probably will sit nicely on that shank because it's wider. I can't get it over the second, can I? There we go. So it does sit on there. Will that go back in? No. Okay. I'm just trying to make this work for my setup. Alright, so I've been through all of my bits. The problem is, I just use this kit. This is what I use now. This is all I use. I throw all of my old ones away. I mean, I still have this little extension here every now and again when I need to get into a tight spot because this one's quite wide. I've got a feeling it's designed for these kind of bits, but the longer ones, because when I put this in, it wants to lock in there. So that's locked in and that's tight around there. But obviously, I can't attach anything to the other side of that. But if I try to attach a screw there, that's a pretty good height for the screw to fit into. So for example, this longer bar on my extension here, this goes through and locks in nicely there. So if this was a slight little bit longer and we could get the end into a drill, that's what I think this is for. So I can't fully test that to its full capabilities. This one is a cat toy. I've had this out, I've charged it, I'll give it a quick play because it's a USB powered one, rechargeable, which is one of the main reasons I got it, because I'm tired of trying to find them tiny little batteries for a laser pointer. And with this one it has laser pointer, has a UV light and a torch, which all three are pretty good. But laser pointer I found has a little special feature, which is this little wheel here on the end. You point that down and roll that. Can you see? Let me get further away. So that's a little mouse. Oh, back again. A star, a smiley face, a butterfly, and the red dot. To be honest, the cats prefer the red dot more than anything. I'll show them running around and playing with that. Test the UV light on some UV Funkos and how far away that works, and the torch. I can actually test the torch now, so give me a second, I'll shut all the lights off and we'll test that torch. Let me bring this paper bag back through and I'll try and illuminate it for you. 1 second. Alright guys, so I am actually here. I don't know if you can see my hand moving in front. There's the laser pointer, as you can see. You can probably see the shapes much better now. No, you can't because it's too bright. Yeah, so I managed to show you shapes anyway. So the UV one, that's quite good. Obviously, you can see this shining up in UV. I've not got anything else UV in here. I'll get some Funkos in a second. And the torch, it's so bright you can't even see. I'm holding that near the ceiling in my workshop, so we're about 1.5 meters away from the item, and you can see that very clearly. As I get closer, you can see it's so bright that you can't actually read what's written. The light's too light and reflective, so further away, that's pretty decent. So if you're wandering around in the street or something at night, this is a good little torch for you. Alright guys, so this is the Galactus big Funko. I got my partner this for Christmas. And it comes with a little Silver Surfer. So let's get the UV light on. You can see everything glows quite nicely with the UV light. Yeah, so all the colours are really good. So it is actually a UV glow. The other way of testing if it is UV is I'll grab my glow-in-the-dark filament. I accidentally hit it already with a UV. That was just a quick shine across, so there you go. It makes glow-in-the-dark things glow very bright, so hold that there for a couple of seconds. That's very bright, so it's quite a powerful UV light, to be honest, and with it being rechargeable, that's great. Okay, last item. This is very simple to explain, but a lot harder to test. This is a silicone mould for resin. I've wanted to do resin for a little while, and being able to get one of these little moulds is great. It's around 9mm deep. It's actually deeper. It's 15mm deep. That includes the base as well, so that's probably a couple of mil. So it's at least 10mm deep. What I'll do is we'll pour some resin in there, we'll give it a test, and we'll see how it turns out, how easily it peels off. It seems to be pretty flexible, so it should be pretty good. These sides aren't perfectly straight, but we can tidy the resin up after it's moulded, and you can just give it a sand down and it'll be pretty good. So let me get some resin. Okay, so to test this out, I'm going to put a thin layer of resin down, then I'm going to put a few bits in there, and then I'm going to put another layer on top. I'm not expecting it to be amazing, I'm not expecting it to have 0 bubbles or anything like that, because I'm not a resin expert, but this is going to be the start of a journey for me, basically. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, let's see how we do. That should give a decent base layer now. So in a couple of hours this should be setting up okay for me to then put some little bits and pieces in there and then pour another layer over the top. Okay, so at this point me and my partner added some extra copper leaf that we had from another project that we were doing. I mixed up the resin and she added the copper leaf to the base layer, then we poured it over the top, reset everything to where it was, and then we just left it to set overnight to see how well the resin would set and whether we could take it out of the mould. Alright guys, so it's been nearly 24 hours and this thing is almost set. There's a bit of bend in there rather than it being fully stiff, but it should be enough for me to demould it and then put it to one side for it to fully cure. I can tap it on the top, it's pretty solid, so let's see how the mould held up. That is really good, comes out nice and easy. There you go. Nothing's stuck to the mould apart from on the top bit there where I poured extra, but that's just peeled off easy. Perfect. Nice mould. Resin's done a pretty good job. It's a bit bubbly, but I've got no pressure pot, I've got no vacuum chamber. It's just poured straight in there, and I'm very new to resin, so it's something I need to practice. All the edges pretty smooth. There's a bit of a bubble on that edge, but I can sand it all out. All in all, I'm happy with the mould. That's what I was testing. The mould did its job, did very well. Good mould. Alright guys, there you have it, my first Temu craft haul. What did you guys like better? For me, these Multitool blades and Jigsaw blades are going to be absolutely perfect for what I need. I'm going to use them a lot over the next year or so. They should last a while. I don't use them that often. Jigsaw blades I use a lot more than Multitool blades, but for longevity, from what I've seen so far, they should last just as long as any other blade that I bought cheap, like from Aldi or Lidl or anything like that. For the amount that you get, these are actually cheaper and they cut very, very fast, so that's pretty good. Obviously, the cats enjoy the laser more than anything else. That was just for them. That was a little thing that I just added on at the end, and yeah, the silicone mold, that worked really well. It's a shame I didn't get my mix right for the resin because it's still a little bit floppy. As you can see, this is now about 30 hours after pouring it, so it should have set by now. There's some crazing on the top, so maybe I used the wrong type of resin, I'm not sure. But it's not done too bad. Practice is something I do need to practice at, something I need to learn, something I need to get better at, because it's something I want to enjoy doing. It looks alright. As I said, all the links for everything and the prices will be down below. If you do click on them and you buy one, then I get a little bit of recognition from Temu themselves, so that's brilliant for me. Also, thanks Temu for sending me all this stuff. It's been absolutely amazing to see the quality of the stuff that's come out, especially for the price it is, and I'm quite shocked at how well everything performed. So thanks Temu, hope to work with you guys soon. If you like this kind of content, then subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more companies will reach out for me and I can do videos like this for you guys. Maybe there's something you want to see me test, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see what I can do for you. If I can pick it up, if somebody reaches out for me, then we'll get that tested. I will catch you